What's up, YouTube? This is Two Raw 4 TV. So the Milwaukee Bucks, you would have thought that they would have been up for 48 minutes for this game last night on national television against the Brooklyn Nets. Now, mind you, Ben Simmons wasn't playing for whatever reason. KD hasn't come back yet. Kyrie was available. You know Kyrie's gonna be up for this game because in Kyrie's mind, he feel like if they had his services, the Nets last year, the Bucks wouldn't have won. Okay? Now, you would think Milwaukee would be up for this game 100%. Want to prove to the NBA and prove to the Nets that their victory wasn't a fluke. Nope. While the Bucks had their moments and they came close to pulling it off, the Nets, behind a monstrous third quarter, which has happened constantly against the Milwaukee Bucks this year, to the point where it is a persistent problem needs to be corrected, but it hasn't yet. The game was decided, for the most part, by a couple of things. That third quarter, when Brooklyn scored 43 points, and the lack of adjustments made by Mike Budenholzer, and just stupid rotations, rotations throughout the game. Um, I'm curious as to why they went away from Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis was on fire. Okay, I mean, the motherfucker was like Jordan against Portland in '92. And what do? You go away from him. You go away from him. You're forcing shit with Chris Middleton. You start forcing shit with Drew Holiday, who pissed me off all last night. 76% free throw shooter. Turned in his fucking goddamn shack at the foul line. He does that every fucking game when the Bucks need him to step up. Turn the ball over. Chris Middleton, um, once again, you saw on display, while he did have 25 points, and he hit some decent shots. I told you this motherfucker has a habit, thinking he got Allen Iverson handled, of trying to split double teams and dribble that bitch out of bounds. He did not do that last night. Did you see that? He does it every fucking game. Maybe you would learn, nigga, you don't have handles like that. Drew Holiday, his fucking layup fucking package sucks. I mean, I never seen a dude that misses so many point blank shots at the rim. I don't get it. But nobody calls it out when they do it. But Russell Westbrook, man, he sucked. And Mike Budenholzer. How do you make Steve Nash look like fucking Phil Jackson? As much as I don't like this motherfucker, Grayson Allen, why was he not playing? Why? This team relies way too much. Now you know that they were going to try to neutralize Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay, which is what they did. See, this is the difference now with the Nets as opposed to before they got Drummond. Now you got a guy like Andre Drummond. Now he's not a great interior defender, but he's a body. He's a great rebounder. Okay, and he's enough of a presence to the point where now Giannis isn't going to be having these, 40 point 18 rebound easy performances against the Nets. He has to work a little harder. So I mean, you would think with Giannis having to work harder to get his points, right? You would think Chris Middleton, who everybody keeps saying I'm not fucking, I'm being hard on. You think he want to step up a little bit? From last night's performance, I think it's Bobby Portis should be making $35 million, and Chris Middleton should be the third option. Bobby Portis needs to get paid because oftentimes he's the only motherfucker to come out there with some type of fucking heart and aggression. But Bobby Portis, he do what he did offensively. He's a good rebounder, but he's not a great defender. And the Bucks, man, they're in trouble. They're in serious trouble, and they don't look like the same team. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them in the third quarters, man. I remember, I can't remember what team it was. I think was it Golden State? I think it was Golden State. One of these teams. No, 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 no. It wasn't Golden State. It was some team that was playing on national television that scored the most points in a quarter that they have in like 50 years. In 50 fucking years. I don't know what's going on. The Bucks have the lowest defensive rating in the NBA this year in third quarters. They're not gonna win a championship with that shit, man. They're not. And they need to fire this coach, man. I understand they won a championship, but if you watch that finals, if you watch that playoffs, they won in spite of Mike Budenholzer. And it can be argued that Mike Budenholzer has held back this Bucks team from being a dynasty. It can be seriously argued that, you know, um, this team has way too much potential to be 36-25. This is unacceptable. And I can't keep blaming Chris Middleton. I can't keep blaming Drew Holiday, Giannis. They're playing up to pretty much their level of capabilities. It's this coach, man. I'm telling you. It's this coach. It's him. He's the problem. I know he won a championship. That's going to give him. Um, that's going to give him. You know, safety right now because he just won a title. But this team, the problem is this fucking coach. He does not prepare this team mentally to come out there and compete at a championship level. He's obsessed with his system, whatever the Budenholzer system is. He's obsessed with the system being proven correct rather than making the necessary adjustments throughout the game. And then when he finally discovers and finally is pushed into dumping what he's doing and making the adjustment necessary and they win, you think he would go with that? Nope. He'll go right back to what the fuck his system is. Well, I think the system will be proven. I think the system is tried and true. And I think we just got to work with how we constructed things. And I hate this motherfucker, man. I just hate bad coaches. I hate bad coaches that have the privilege of coaching great players. And they have some success because you have great players. But nobody wants to just admit that the bad coach is holding back the team. Nobody wants to admit that. You know, look, Dwayne Casey was a decent coach. He's an okay coach. Won Coach of the Year. But I have to admit, even though back then I was defending him and I thought it was wrong that they fired him, upon further reflection, I don't think Dwayne Casey's a great coach. I think they made the right move going to Nick Nurse. Sometimes you gotta make these moves, man. I know they won a championship. He's not the right. They're not gonna fire him because he just won a title. I know that. I get that. But he's not a good coach. Just sit back and watch the Milwaukee Bucks the entire game for a couple of games, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's no reason when I watch the Bucks play why they shouldn't be blowing teams the fuck out, man. What the fuck did you get Drew Holiday for? If you could still have Giannis come up the court all the fucking time with the ball. Why is Giannis not playing off the ball almost all the time? What the fuck is I don't understand what the fuck. Oh God. All this over dribbling. Giannis is 7 feet tall, trying to dribble like he's fucking Pete Maravich. He's just asking for that motherfucker to be stripped. Which happened constantly last. I hate this coach. Principal Belden looking ass motherfucker, man.